Take it away. Nope. Get my plants ready. So, I'm gonna do some recording today. I'm gonna do a little bit of work today, but it is Sunday, so I don't do too much work. But I want to go see my destruction from yesterday. Wait for that. Oh, I gotta open my door. I told my nephew I found his arrow yesterday. He's like, "Oh, you found it. Can you bring it back?" Yep, I'll bring it back. See how much I get done. Oh, that might be too hot. That's not what I wanted. I don't want cold water on the plants. I don't want hot water on the plants either. Well, that's about right. Like, you want warm water on your plants? I hope I'm not over-watering these things. I'm going to get them out in the sunshine, though. Give them their morning dose of water. And then, after they get their morning dose of water, oh, Casper ran away. That big cat called Casper there. I'm like, Casper, you better be eating some mice. He's like, I'm just hanging out here at the barns, maybe. He's like, nice job on the whippersnipping there, buddy. I was like, yeah. Make sure you get some mice. Okay, I'll go eat some mice. Oh, my poor tarragon, I'm down to one. The other one, he died. The butterfly fell over. Oops. This is the one I really want because like this stuff literally tastes like black licorice. It's called tarragon. I gotta put my butterfly back up. I got the tarragon out there. My idea is to get these plants to survive the not sure if I'm watering these things too much. They're not turning yet. Well, they're starting to turn a bit yellow. I'm going to give them water today, and then I'm not going to water them tomorrow. Because we'll get my watering. Oh, we didn't look at the morning view. It's about 9:30. Get a nice wide view in here. Oh, that didn't work. That's not. Oh. Ah, there. Now you get the morning wide view. Right. So, I lost my helper today. Yesterday, my nephew came down, and he was starting to help me a little bit, but then the fun started to be a little bit too much like work, and then he decided, I'm going to go home. So, ooh, gotta be careful with these windows. Ooh, nice fall colors, eh? Look at that. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to keep that oak tree, but there's that nice maple in the background over at my aunt and uncle's. I was playing my Charvel yesterday. Let's go. Say good morning to my guitars. There's the Charvel. The Charvel's in the rack now. I put the bass over here. Put the shirt over it. So the sun basically shines in this room from about 10 o'clock on, and it stays right till sun goes down. It's amazing. This window is like so perfectly placed. Which, okay, no mice. Didn't appear that anything came down. Brought down another speaker this morning. Yeah. All those. Oh yeah, they're still there. Oh, they're all. Look at all the freaking ladybugs up there. I don't know if you guys can see them all. Here, I'll give you a zoom in. The dots are all freaking ladybugs. But as long as I don't have the fly, there's these giant flies, house flies that hatched there the other day. And I'm like, it's funny when you start to record stuff and like when you're recording at, well, this is technically my home as well, but like at home, it's like when you're recording a turno and whatever, you don't take the other noises in the room too much into consideration. But when you're going to be like using microphones, I guess the old-fashioned way, miking the cab and all that, it's like, oh, hey, there's flies buzzing here. Oh, the windows are rattling. Oh, there's a creak in the floor. Oh, the fridge is humming. You know, like it's amazing what you how you perceive the sound and noise in your in your dwelling. There you go. All right, load this up again. Okay, so I'm not gonna water for a day, 2 days, just to see what happens. Because I don't want to overwater them. But on the other hand, too, it is October, and I don't want to underwater them. You know what I mean? Okay, so it's with me, I guess. We'll have a little chat before we get the day going. I got a few minutes yet before I go to the store, get my provisions. So I started on my song yesterday, but I haven't played that song in months. And what ended up happening is I have to kind of relearn my song. So I'm playing it to the metronome, and it's amazing. You think you're a good guitar player until you start playing to a metronome, and it's just like, oh, you got to really start practicing with that thing. It's like, it's amazing how far out you go. It's like, oh, okay, that's like, you'll hold a beat for a little bit, and then you go out a bit. It's like, oh, and where it gets you is not in the when you're on a chord. It's when you're switching chord positions. Sometimes like, it's like where you instinctively switch the chord is actually the worst spot to do it, because it throws your timing off when you pick up again. And so you have to learn how to count that in between beat, sort of count the slight pause or whatever. When you hear a song like that, and there's like a little pause there's a reason rather go and then it gets it's that switch is on the half note and the half beat, and it'll throw the rest out very, very quickly. So the song's going to be good. Got the lyrics there. Brought down my glasses so I can read them. I'm going to record it. I thought yesterday I set up the Mesa Boogie over there. We'll have a look at my Mesa Boogie. Okay, so the Mesa Boogie's over there, right? And I got the microphones on it, on the front and back. I didn't really experience any phasing that I could notice. But I don't know if the Mesa is going to be the right tool for the job for the cleans. I think I'm going to bring out my tube amp and use that with the SG for the first part of the song. So the SG61 reissue will be doing that. And I might go with just the one mic. I don't mind using two mics, but I might go with just the one mic to try it. Just so that there's no phasing between the mics, where you can get that, but I think the mics are far enough from each other that it's not an issue. But sometimes if they're completely in line with each other from front to back, like, you never have two mics facing directly at each other, because they will kind of do a weird phasing thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna try maybe just the SM57 and the Hot Rod Deluxe, because I haven't recorded the Hot Rod Deluxe ever. That has been recorded, but that was recorded at a time when I was using tape cassettes. Like my Tascam Porta Studio 1, I think it was what it was called. It was a 4-track studio, and nothing like what I have now. And I mean, the BR1200, that's 2006 technology, and it's outdated now. But it's basically anything in any modern studio currently existing right now, that can pretty much do. It just does it to a lesser level. So you have auto tune in there. You could time align your digital drums. It has a digital drum machine in there. It has every effects pretty much known to man in there. You got bass simulator effects. You got bass effects. You've got guitar effects. You can hook a MIDI keyboard to it, which I have to try that at some point. But I don't think I have the MIDI cable, though. Because I do have a MIDI synth, but I haven't tried it on that yet. I am going to try it on there just to see what happens. There's a lot that it can do anyway. You have 192 virtual tracks, 12 tracks, but 192 virtual tracks. It means, like, on your each track you get, I think, an extra 19 tracks that you can do. So you can if you can't come if 192 tracks plus the 12 tracks are not, which give you 204 tracks. If that's not enough to get your ideas down, your your brain's that big. Uh, that'd be a pretty complicated song. You know, that'd be now you cut that in half because you know, and minus two because you have the bounce track, which is channel 11 and 12, which is your stereo track. So you bounce it to that. But like the digital studio thing, I love the console aspect because it's knobs and dials, even though there's a digital menu, whatever. And they're not selling those as much anymore, so people don't buy them as much anymore. But I love the idea of them because, uh, like, it's you know, like you don't have to get a computer and audio interface and this and that and like a whole bunch of things. It's just it's all in one, right? And it's the only thing is upgrading it like that. You can't upgrade it at all. So the sounds you get in there, the sounds you get in there. But if you're recording analog, like amps or whatever, the way they used to, the advantage to that, like I'm not always going to be using the amps. Sometimes I'll be using effects in there, but you can add your own effects into there via effects pedals or whatever. And I haven't really sat down and really honed in a good recording sound. Live sound, yeah, I think I got the most savage sounding live sound. You guys heard that? If you heard the Charvel, uh, the Savage Charvel sounds that I was making the other day. Like, I mean, and that's with like 3-year-old dead strings that came with the guitar, right? I mean, I had that guitar, a beautiful Charvel. I looked at it for 3 years before I pulled the trigger on it. And I don't know why I took so long. It was one of the first guitars I looked at. You know, when I went on my guitar buying craze there back in the early 2020, right? In 2019, 2020, or I think it was 2021 when it started. And right now I'm kind of phased out of it a bit. That Charvel is so good. I wish it was 24 frets though, like because I was it was between the dinky model, same finish but slightly different body, 24 frets, whatever. And I could still get that dinky model, you know, if I really, you know, the DK24. I would love to have it. It's a little bit nicer than that, but it doesn't have a Floyd Rose. The Floyd Rose is definitely. I don't know why guitar manufacturers are doing this, but like Ibanez does this. Like their AZ line has this. You know, like it's like a Godo tremolo on it. The tremolo itself is excellent because it's so sensitive and everything like that, but it's a non-locking system, right? And a guitar that expensive should have a locking system on it. Yeah, locking systems are a little bit more pain in the ass, but staying in tune is going out of tune is more of a pain in the ass, right? Um, so that's why I like I was you know kind of tossed between the San Dimas because the Floyd Rose was a bigger selling point than the extra 2 frets and the nicer heel joint on the although the other if like I had money for both of them I'd buy both of them, but I like that Charvel is like all the guitar you'd ever need. Like I'm telling you guys, if you want a pro guitar and you want something that's you know built like a brick shit house, um, and you like the super strat style, the San Dimas, like I mean, that's a workhorse guitar. That is a guitar, and it plays so well. Like I mean, it doesn't have the super paper thin necks on it, but it's like the nicest Stratocaster necks. You know, you go play the American style Strats. That's the Charvel neck, except for the fingerboard's a little flatter because it's Jackson and Charvel have the what they call the speed necks. Ibanez has the wizard necks. But my whole take on neck thickness and stuff like that on guitars have changed a lot. Um, you know, it used to be, you know, like for example, the best neck profile of any guitar I've ever played was my Hammer Diablo. It was the nicest C shape. The closest thing to it is my 7 string in the shape, but the 7 string is thicker. But you know, like that's so far the nicest 7 string I've ever played. And I've played quite a few of them now in the stores. And I'll take the slightly thicker neck just because it's like what happens when it's the neck's too thin, your thumb's doing this instead of nice and relaxed like this. So a little more like at first people, oh well, I won't be able to do this, and then when you go to start doing sweep picking and stuff like that, those thin necks actually make it harder to flatten out your fingers. Where a thicker neck, it's a little the flatter fingerboards are harder to sweep on, but you get clearer sounds. So it's so yeah, so my whole take on necks is like from the 1980s and all that, like it was all about the thin paper thin necks, but all those guitars the necks ended up warping, right? So I think there's a sweet spot where it's not too thick, not too thin. The second best neck profile that's ever been is the SG61 reissue. It's just perfect. Like it's uh, wide enough and thick enough or flat enough to really shred on, but yet it's thick enough and not so wide that you can't do nice comfortable chords on. The Charvel's a little thicker than the SG, you know, but that's a 61 reissue, not a standard reissue. Yeah, you can't get a 61 reissue anymore. They haven't made them since 2011, I think. 2011 and 2012. In hindsight, I should have just spent the extra $300 and bought the 2011 model. Uh, yeah, because I didn't realize the issues that this one had. I mean, I'll keep that guitar forever, pretty much. But if I was to go on tour, would I take the 61 reissue or the Charvel? I'd take the Charvel. you know, uh, even all the pain in the ass that you have to deal with a Floyd Rose, it's just cool to have. It's so much fun. But you got to kind of learn the instrument of like the Floyd, the whammy bar is an instrument too, and you got to kind of learn that again. Um, but what I'm really loving is the fact that I can play through an amp and stuff like that. And I don't play too loud. I play loud enough. I'm sure my aunt and uncle hear it a bit, but I don't play so loud and like I don't play for hours on end to disturb anybody, right? But it's the idea of playing through like a digital console and plugins. Yeah, you can get really clean like that, but the second you go to play live and the actual volume of the actual amp is like shocking your sensitivity, from the actual volume. It's kind of like when someone makes a loud noise and you jump. Well, it does that to you for the first little bit until you learn to relax on it, and then you start playing a lot cleaner. So if you can play really clean live, your recording sessions should be just cherry. I think it's almost time to go get my provisions at the store. We had I bought 2 chocolate bars yesterday, one for me, one for my nephew. We shared them, and I bought a Big Turk and a coffee crisp. And the Big Turk yesterday was a weird experience. It was like having like a chocolate covered gummy bear. I don't know if it's a date or whatever's in it. It's the weirdest tasting chocolate bar ever. It's like, and I asked my nephew if he liked it. At first, he's like, "Oh yeah, well, you give it to him." And then later on at supper, I said, "Did you like it?" To let his mom and dad know whether he liked it or not. And he's like, "Not really." I said, "You like the coffee crisp one?" "Oh yeah, I like that one." Yeah, you can't go wrong with that one. So I don't think I'll be buying that kind of a chocolate bar ever again. It wasn't bad. It was weird. It's like avocado weird. Like I had an avocado for the first time this year. 52 years old. I've had like an actual avocado, ate it as an avocado. I was like, that was the most disturbingly weird experience of my life. I just don't know what to say about it. I kept a seed though. I don't think you could grow them around here. It's not hot enough, and they need god awful amounts of water. I don't know if they can climatize zone an avocado plant for up here. You need if they did. I'd plant them down by the creek. Have my own fruit. But would I eat them? I don't know what I'd do with them because they're so weird. But they're good for making stuff, guacamole and stuff like that, I guess. Um, but anyway, yeah, I want to get some more. Yesterday I did quite a bit of work. Today I'm going to do a little bit of work and really focus on recording because I dug out the back wall a little bit more yesterday. I widened it out a bit. So that's coming along. I used Grandpa's shovel on that one. I'll have to bring my dad back his shovel. I just want to make sure that Grandpa's shovel's shovel worked first before, because it's like it's just a little old, it's a little rickety, but it was working. So I can bring back the other one. I didn't want to bring it back too soon in case I snap the other shovel or whatever. So I'll do a little bit of that today. Brush cutting. I don't know how much brush cutting I'll do today. I was thinking about dropping the tree at the corner, some of the trees at the corner. I'll look at it on my way out and make the executive decision whether I do that. But I should probably just focus on clearing the briars first. The brush is gonna be, it's not gonna be quick, but it's gonna be a lot easier because once I get all that scotch grass out of the way, I'll be able to see what I'm doing. Then spend the rest of the day maybe recording. That would be really, really, really cool. Yeah, because like this week coming, I don't know how much work I'm going to have. I know I'm going to have at least 2 days for sure, possibly 3, maybe 4. It depends, because I was talking to my buddy the other night, and he was gone for the weekend because he was, no, there's nothing. I said, I'm gone this weekend. He was, we'll see. Like we're right at that point where we're getting frost in the morning. So once there's frost in the morning, we usually don't end up cutting a lot of grass. You do what you can do, but and I'm not into the leaf raking yet. I think that's going to be more near the end of the month, but we might get snow before that too. It's hard to say. It's hard to say what we're going to get. Like right now, it was 27 degrees yesterday. It's supposed to be hot again today. And I think this is the last like kind of heat push, which I hope it's this week because my dad goes moose hunting in about 2 weeks, and I don't want him to be right in the heat wave. One of the young lads got a moose again this year, so I was like, right on. And they got himself a nice moose. I think it was a small bull, but a small bull is still a pretty big animal. Good for them. So I hope my dad gets a moose. His gang gets a moose too. Get some fresh moose meat. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go get some stuff done. I'll keep you guys updated and posted. And yeah, there we go.